Okay, I hope this is going well. Content. Now I just need to share it around like a fucking shitter. Alright, shut the door. It's annoying. Life's full of annoying. I'm gonna monitor. I don't know if the camera to microphone delay is off. Yeah, can you guys hear me? I'm using my VX1000 as both a webcam and a... let me double check the meters here. Yeah, do I pick up well? Can you hear me? Alright, how are the volume levels? Are they good? Also, if you notice any video noise, it's because I'm using RF. I'm actually using a genuine family computer. Alright. Oh, look. Oh, I should point out. Oh, you might have noticed 60 frames per second. 60 frames per second webcam. Because I'm using a video camera from the early 2000s. How's the microphone audio delay? I don't see the... It's hard to tell if I get the audio synchronization right. Because FFmpeg, the video for Linux loopback has a bit of delay. It seems to have 1 second of delay. So... how's the lag between the webcam view and the audio? I think there's like a good 1 second lag. So, is it in sync or is it off by a good margin? I cannot really tell because the loopback doesn't seem to... I don't know. I'll just set 100 milliseconds and then delay. Give me a sec. I'm not there. I think I had OBS crash at random while I was configuring things. Audio input, that's the game. Mic aux is the difficult tab. Alright, I'm gonna play some Kirby. This is the Japanese version. Why don't I just start a new game? I'm gonna delete the third save file. This one actually had 2 complete save files here. I deleted the first one. I think this is delete. Okay, delete this one. Yes. There we go. Let me see. Double check the stream condition. Seems to be working fine. It's a little bright on the video quality. Is a little bit bright on the BT878. I think I can just live with that. The family computer always has this like muffled sound to it. Let me see, I think it stopped updating for some bizarre reason. Just need to arrange windows. Alright. I remember first time I played this game, well, I actually played this a long time ago on an emulator. Because I was curious about the Kirby series at the time. I haven't played the DS games yet. Or maybe I did. I'm not sure. I already had the DS by the mid-2000s. But I didn't have any official games. But, the only cartridge I had for it for a good long while was just a bootleg cartridge that had like 5 Mario games in it. Great. It had 5 games in it, but the most annoying problem with that bootleg DS cartridge was Oh man, this game slows down quite a bit. I don't remember it slowing down this much on an emulator. Oh, naturally, because the CPU emulation was faster on that. And then just go with fire because it has a range. Now, this is the second game in the Kirby series. The very first one was on Game Boy. Maybe the early games, maybe some early titles did not slow down very much, I believe. Oh wait, the brightness looks too high on the VT878. Let me adjust it. This terminal's used up. Before before L2 CTL set control brightness 32768. Make it lower a little bit. Is it a little bit? I think it's a little bit. Is it a little bit better now? The brightness. Set up. All right. It's a lot less overblown. I think it's due to the composite coming from the TV being a little bit too bright or too hot. This is the crane game. This is not far off from the crane mini game in Link's Awakening. We're on the Game Boy. Oh, great. There are a number of mini games in this game. The levels in this game are very short. I noticed. Oh, great. Ah, well. Well, this is real family computer. That's why the video looks so noisy, because it's RF. Yeah, a long time ago the first time I played this game it was on emulation. But now I have the real hardware and the real cartridge. Why don't I show you the cartridge? Wait, I need to mute the audio because it's gonna become static when I turn off the family computer. Never mind that garbage on the top, it lose screen sync. Yeah, I had a real, genuine cartridge of Kirby's Adventure, the Japanese version. So yeah, 1993, HAL Laboratory, HVCKI. Thing about family computer cartridges is that they don't have, they didn't have any form of lockout. They don't have lockout chips, unlike the North American NES cartridges or NES cartridges from other territories. They have lockouts. The original family computer did not have a lockout. So all you need is just two ROM chips. Wire them to the program and character ROM buses, and then there you already have a family computer game. So you'd be limited to I think it's 32K is the limit per bank. Because the thing about the family computer's architecture is the character, the the PPU has its own memory address for tile graphics, or character graphics, which is read off from its own bus, and then the program is on another bus. So usually they have two ROMs, one for program, one for character, and I think they're limited to 32K each. So often on later games that demanded larger ROM capacities, they had bank switching mappers to allow for a bigger address range to be accessible from the limited 32K address range that's supported by the hardware. I forgot the name of this enemy in the Kirby series. But this game predates... Oh man, I'm sucking. Well, Kirby is sucking. This also predates the bomb power. It's the crash instead, which is basically instant screen clear. In the later games, you had the bomb. Now you get the bomb. You won't get nothing. I think they're called poppies. I'm not sure. Maxim tomato. Does this guy have power? Nope. Said it predated. And I cannot get the tomato. There's spark. Great. I might consider making my own family computer cartridge ROMs, or just some silly homebrew projects for this thing. It should be very easy to make a cartridge for this thing. The pin pitch and the cartridge slot is standard. Also, this has this, and this game has that thing with enemies where if their pixel off screen, if their spawn point is off screen, they'll respawn. Very common in a lot of games like this on the NES, respawning enemies. Probably because, well, there's not much array space to keep the states of all enemies in the area, so they just buffer it. Oh no, yeah, they just buffer only a few entries and then just have countless of spawn points around the level. And I think that was also part of old game design. Let's see. Yeah, there is pins on the cartridge slot that basically let you feed your own SPU, your own audio to the console, and it'll be fed out through the RF. Oh, speaking of which, another interesting thing about the family computer, I can take it off without knocking the cartridge. You might have known already that the second controller has a microphone in it. If I turn up the audio. Stop a dick, Kirby. It feeds the audio straight to the audio of the system, but you can only access. I think it only appears as a bit state that goes on and off if there's sound or not. So you cannot really use it to pick up digital audio. But I think there was actually microphone accessories for the family computer that can actually sample audio. But yeah, only a few games supported the mic. One I can remember is the original Legend of Zelda. You'd yell at the mic to kill Poe's voice. Well, there were a few accessories made for the expansion connector on the bottom of the NES. I'm not exactly sure, but there were a number of accessories made for the expansion port of the family computer, like that microphone accessory for I think a karaoke game that I think can actually sample audio, and it uses that to rate your singing quality, singing performance. Oh, I never seen those guys do that. Oh, they get mad if you kill their friend, I think. Just noticed that. Oh yeah, well, the miracle. I think the miracle piano used the expansion connector on the bottom. Did it or not? Not sure. Also, checkerboard tiles remind me of Sonic, which had a lot of those, especially in Green Hill. Oh man, when there's like 3 enemies on screen, the game chugs. Oh man, it's really chugging. Also, how's the delay between the webcam view and the audio? There's a 1-second delay in the video for Linux loopback, and I tried to compensate. Is it well compensated? The delay was exactly 1 second, I think. And here's a museum thing, so you can get the power you want directly. I think that was something that was missing in Kirby 64. Because the thing that I haven't played it, but I've seen a let's play of that on a live stream. There are many instances there where you need a specific power to collect certain. Or you need a specific power to get the shards in some levels. Or to get some of the shards. Oh yeah, this is also before the powers were elaborated in the later series, where there are alternative moves. In Kirby's Return to Dreamland, you could shoot ice upward, and you could also slide, escape, if you have the ice power. Well, this is the second game in the series, and the addition of powers is already a big improvement over the very first Kirby game on Game Boy, which did not have powers. Kirby only had suck and float in that game. So this is the first time the series had the famous absorb. Also notice how the sound channels cut off because of the sound effects. Mic's slightly behind. Okay, why not I lower it to 800 milliseconds? Now I think most of the latency is down to FFmpeg and the loopback. Wait, behind. I have to increase 1,200. There we go. Yeah, I used FFmpeg to capture the. I used FFmpeg to capture the 3094 stream of my VX1000 and then spit it out to a video for Linux loopback so that OBS can use it. Might get far less latency if I use another BT878 to capture the video card directly. The camera directly, but won't be as clear. Oh, here's the first boss. I think his name's Wispy Woods. The most reliable way to attack him like that. Oh, it can be done with the ice power. You cannot freeze the air. NES game physics. Projectile objects dropping will bounce toward you. Oh great. Oh great, I blew my power. There's also another thing in this game, you can destroy your own power. It is released. Or knocked off of you. I guess. Well, it not only had, I think, 3 more channels. I think PSGs only have 3. No, 4. It was 4. 4 channels, and then 2 of them you got 8 channels. Oh, in this game. Oh yeah, in the Kirby series, Coconut is bad. It hurt big. I needed that laser power. No, not really. Yeah, it's still limited to like, I think it's just. Well, what do you expect? It still sounds like a family computer, but with more polyphony, I guess, and stereo. I'm gonna call the NES family computer because, well, I'm using a family computer. Oh, the parasol hurt, and that bomb blew my power. Oh, here's a tornado power. Can I take off with this? Oh, not really. Well, that's a little oversight. If 2 tornadoes collide, will it effectively stop the tornado? Well, if both tornadoes are spinning at the opposite direction, they would cancel each other out. Well, it's a lot harder to go up with the tornado on this. In Return to Dreamland, which is the most recent Kirby game I played, you can go up much more easily in that. In terms of the sound department, or in terms of how many Game Boys were sold, or how well it did on the market? Well, it did really well in the market. It beat the Game Gear, despite the Game Gear being a superior system, having color, but battery life on that thing was awful. I didn't have a Game Gear personally. I had a Game Boy before, but it was stolen. Because stupid little me let a random kid borrow it, and then the kid ran off with it. Dee. Messed that up. Oh, here's that song. Let me see if I can try to sing it, but no, I cannot. The microphone's a bit out of sync. Wipe your bum, it's fun. Wipe your bum, wiping your bum, it's fun. Yeah, makes me happy now every day when I hear it. Plop in the loop, and it always does make me smile when I am having a food. Oh yeah! Wipe your bum, wipe your bum, wipe your bum, it's fun. Wipe your bum, wiping your bum, wiping your bum, it's fun. Oh, we got a wheelie. Sometimes a puff of air that Kirby will release can destroy your power if you're not careful. Oh, I lost the wheel. Did not get the wheel. I'm supposed to be getting the wheel. I have to trot this land here with the beam, which doesn't work well. Oh, I'll just die. I'll try this sword. There we go, we got a wheel. I have a feeling the reason why the levels in this game are short is probably due to cartridge size constraints. It's got a load of graphics. At least I'm not the only one who experienced that annoyance. Stupid naive little me. Well, the RF quality on this family computer isn't too bad. It's actually pretty clear on my TV here. I am using a proper RF switching box for Japanese. You could just wire the RF jack directly to that, to the antenna connector of the TV. I don't think it was as clear. That was good. I play my Nintendo Wii with a hard drive. I use a USB loader. I don't actually own any Wii games. I have not seen any Wii games. I know I did see a few Wii games being sold, though. But I remember when the Wii was still relevant, I didn't see many stores carrying them. Most were just stocking PS2 at the time still. Even during the heyday of the 7th generation, stores were still stocking PS2. Well, those stores are not here and are not around anymore. They've either disappeared or converted into smartphone shops. I don't need the wheel here anymore. I need another power. I think it's just a one-up. There's some secret buttons here that you need to find to unlock some hidden areas in some of the worlds. Now there's a one-up. I forgot that goes to nowhere. So I lost the one-up. Beginner's trap. Quite an effective beginner's trap. Uh-oh. Now what? Am I stuck? Oh, you just poof there. I think this is early Meta Knight. It seems to be early Meta Knight. Because Meta Knight, I think, is supposed to be like anti-Kirby. It's still like a poof ball. Like Kirby, but it is different. I mean, they have the same size. I'm not sure. But it seemed like a early Meta Knight to me. The way he's presented here, it looks like he would be a Meta Knight. Also, this minigame reappeared in Kirby's Return to Dreamland. Wait, I'm trying to... I never really... I don't know, I don't remember having dealt with bullies in school. Most of the ones that were closest to bullying me were just annoying me because I was being annoying. It was very fun to be annoyed, to annoy. They tend to react very excessively. I think that's where my attitude of wanting... I think that's where my attitude of where I want to be made fun of constantly came from. I mean, I've grown used to being made fun of. I just like to absorb it by now. Oh. I sense boss here. it's this clock fella. Oh, I just remember Mr. High Treason doesn't like clocks. We'd probably enjoy killing this boss. And I think his power is a screen clearing mic with 3 uses. I think that sound is still the same. What was the title of the DS game? It was a remake of... yeah, No, not Superstar Saga, that's the Mario and Luigi game. And Laser is here. No, not Kirby Super Deluxe, that's on 3DS, I believe. It was originally on Super Nintendo, and then it was remade for the DS with some pre-rendered graphics. Look, that game, the Super Nintendo game had pre-rendered graphics. I just forgot what it was titled. Oh yeah, the laser meme. I actually grew through that when I used to browse YouTube, when I was browsing YouTube when I was still a little tit. Oh, speaking of Kirby's Dream Course, I imagine one reason why you have like these tomato points. I know, yeah, basically you can only hit Kirby 3 times before he dies. It's because you're literally kicking him. And every time you kick him, he loses a health point. So you have to collect the tomatoes along the way so he won't die. That seems seems to make sense to me. Every time you launch him, you effectively kick him in the ass. And that hurts him. And if he doesn't get tomatoes that heal him, he dies. Yeah, YouTube poofs. Oh, I managed to reach 1. I don't think I was looking at the screen. I think I got the timing right. Laser fire. Also, one slightly annoying thing about this controller is the edges of this D-pad. The edge of the D-pad, particularly the top, is a bit sharp. I don't know why. Maybe from so much rubbing it gets sharpened. I think this is a mini game. Yeah, boss. Oh man, oops. I'll just get my laser back. Number 5. Wait. No, this is not done yet. Oh yeah, yeah, I remember the parasols will hurt you if they're floating around. Right, give me a sec. I need to get the gate done. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Well, I've seen the Zelda CDI characters resurfacing in some circles. I think I need the wheel now. But then go down here and then plow through that. Oh, there we go. Oh, this sleepy. Those enemies that make you sleep for a while. Often used as an obstacle in some areas. It's just health. Brings you back up there. I also have a couple of other family computer games that I managed to procure. Great. What's this guy? This one has high jump. Some powers here. I just remembered some powers in this game made it to. The powers in the mainline Kirby games made it to Dream Force. You had the wheel, the fire, and then the high jump. And there's also the spike. I still have a bit of a headache. I'm trying to recollect my memories on a dream I had. It's very. I think it was like lots of things were going on in it. I think that's probably why I had to end up waking up with a headache. But I need the high jump. No! People have made like YouTube poop generators. I think not too long ago, I think it was last year, that some folks put together a man who was writing apples hurt. Coconuts and apples, they hurt. They hurt the pink puffball. I think I have to sand down the top of this D-pad because there's like a sharp edge on it. There's the... I seem to remember there's a part here that's still hidden that will be unlocked. I think that's only on some levels. No. No. Oh, at this level. Is it? Some levels have like areas that stay hidden and will be revealed when you find a button on a level. I only managed to find one of those once. My saving. Oh, is this painter guy? I think this evolved. Yeah, this evolved to Adeline in Kirby 64, where she did a boss very similar to this very early on in the game. When she got possessed by dark matter. thing about the early Kirby games I noticed is that there are actually some mildly mature themes in them. In a cutesy, for kids looking game. Well, not for kids, like, it looks kid friendly on the surface, but it gets rather mature a little bit later on. Or something. Well, you don't really see that much in the newer Kirby games, but I think that one of the last games to have that kind of tone was Kirby 64. Ooh, big Kirby.
Change.
I didn't see that being funny. I hope I can find a Japanese Kirby 64 at some point. I did manage to find a Kirby's Air Ride in a GameCube. Those GameCubes I disappeared. I don't know if some hoarder collected them or they're just placed somewhere else. Because next time I went to that store, it's gone. Along with the fat PS2s with the PCMCIA slots. I like how the sound effects cut off the music channels. Oh, there's one of the buttons. Now how do you get in there? Oh, notice that a block had disappeared on the button. That's a limitation on the family computer. It can only display up to a set number of sprite tiles. Before it had to like I think I need the rock power to get there. Uh-oh, no. There we go. Not much, but it's an example of secrets in this game. I think this is the area where I stopped playing this game in emulation. For some reason. I don't know why I stopped playing. Oh cool, look at that 3D graphics. No, not really, but it seems to be the way how it behaves here, you're actually still scrolling on a 2D field, but the background looks like you're running around the tower. Yeah, this is also before Kirby would transform to all sorts of things, heavy things. When you have the stone power, you can transform to a rock, a anvil, a 1-ton weight, And a thwomp, a Kirby thwomp, a thwimp, Kirby thwimp. I need that. Yeah, scrolling on the game on the NES is hardware. It's right now. Oh yeah, it's over here, the boss. You cannot get the wheel power from the little wheels. You have to get the big wheel. Yeah, you cannot. You have to shoot the wheels at the wheel to defeat the wheel. Still a bit of a headache. Certainly is more. The hardware scrolling on the NES is better than arguably better than the hardware scrolling in VGA. Oh great! I blew my power. No. Oh yeah, this is this suplex. Shooting his own children at him is more powerful, it seems. Oh yeah, this guy gives you the early suplex power. It wasn't even called suplex yet. There, it's called backdrop. It wasn't called suplex yet. How great it was weak. I need some health. I think the way how scrolling on the family computer, basically you have an array tile memory, which basically is like a large off-screen field of tiles, and then there's an area that is displayed on the TV. So what you do when you do continuous scrolling is you scroll the viewport, and then as you scroll the viewport, you update the tiles behind the viewport. So that scrolling scheme is still present on, well, obviously on the Game Boy and Game Boy Color. They have similar PPU features. But it was also on the Game Boy Advance. The picture processing on that also worked in a similar manner, where you have a massive tile memory, and then you have a viewport that you can scroll around the tile memory area, and then to do continuous scrolling, you update the tiles that are off screen.
is much better than VGA's hardware scrolling, because on that, all you have to do is just write single bytes or single half words to update the tile values. On VGA, you have to draw the tiles, and then to accomplish decent hardware scrolling, you have to use chain 4 mode, and that's where things start to get tricky, because if you keep doing outs, if you keep writing to the VGA register ports, it can start slowing down. So yeah, if you're not careful with optimizing. I think I managed to get that down pat in one of my VGA hardware scrolling test programs. I think Commander King had a similar scrolling method. It scrolled like the consoles, where I think there are like 2 divisions, and then there's like just enough little space that's off screen that's big enough to update tiles ahead, so that you won't see the tile update. So it look like seamless scrolling. VGA memory is also unpredictable. Sometimes it does not hardware scroll very wrap around properly. I've yet to do more hardware scrolling experiments. I've been planning to do one with SVGA. Vertical scrolling is I don't know. I think one direction scrolling is easier to accomplish on VGA graphics than two dimensionals, because I think there's just not enough video memory. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the Kirby games, not Kirby games, the Commander King games would actually work on EGA graphics with 256K of EGA memory. It's like maze. Oh yeah, in this game it's it's a little bit harder to keep your power, because in the newer games it takes a bit of it requires a little bit of, takes more, Kirby can take more beating without losing power. And I lost the power. Shadow Warrior. I just remembered something. That's the second controller of the family computer does not have start select. It only has a microphone. So only player 1 has control of pausing. I remember I saw a Famicom disco system a long time ago when I was still a little twat in a surplus store. It was a big box, black in the center, red on top, red on bottom. It said Nintendo on the front, and it had a slot there that looked like a very thick floppy slot. That is definitely a Famicom Family Computer Disco System. And then I also saw twin Famicoms. And a pile of Nintendo 64s. Some of them were even clear. Yeah, there's early Meta Knight again. Early Meta Knight and his minions. Oh great, I trashed my power. Oh man, it slows down. I think on the family computer, sprites have to be like 8x8 pixel cells, and then 8x8 pixel tiles. And then the only way to get And in order to achieve big sprites, you have to put the sprites together. Now here's wind. There's updraft. I've been mustering a lot of lives lately. I still have a bit of a headache. Ah, here's that gunslinger mini game where it's timing based. Ah. Well, at least I did well. Yeah, it was more of a quick draw mini game. Oh yeah, I have invincibility. Why do I need to attack? Oh, there's actually a grace period where it still has an effect. Oh, there's that snowball guy. No, snowman. There's a grace period where after the theme stops playing, there's still an effect. This is where you get the hammer. There we go, hammer. There's some switches that you can only hit with the hammer, I think. Maybe those. Like that stump. And as typical with pretty much any family computer game, even with save data, your extra lives are not saved. Or at least in Nintendo games. They usually don't save the extra lives are collected. It usually just resets. Do I need the laser? Yep. It is useful here. Now this one is weird because they cannot really do dimensions. This bit here looks strange. It looks like the texture of the tower is just shifting. It's not exactly 3D, but it does look cool. Albeit weird. I think this is where I find the second button. In here. can always try again. There we go. There is the button. Ah, this dark room. You need to look for that light fella. That one. I think a super jump will work best here. Yeah, I think a lot of the games in that era were just, I don't know. Yeah, most of them were very difficult, to the point that it has become its own difficulty level that people often call NES difficult. I think the main reason why any games in that period were very difficult, and it's still carried over to the Super Nintendo era to some degree, is because they made the games harder, so it'll take a lot. It'll require more time to beat the game because of rental. So they made the game difficult to benefit the video rental stores, which were which were basically doing video game rentals. So yeah, I guess that's just to cater to the video rental stores. Really, they made the games difficult so that kids would keep renting that game over and over, trying to finish it. Sun and Moon. Oh, it doesn't work there. Can sort of still hit. Oh. Get out of there. I think it's best to just shoot stars at them. Ah. Yeah, there were also games that were long, tediously long, and then didn't have a save feature. There were also some games like that on the Famicom and on the Super Nintendo as well. Very long games, but no save function, or even a password option. I think it was Jurassic Park on the Super Nintendo. It's a very long game, and it did not have a save function, or even a password. Oh, right, I'm losing attention to this game. There we go. You not suck the boomerangs? Oh man, the headache doesn't help. Well, at least it puts the enemies in half health instead of full health. Oh, you get stars from there. be very close. Okay, now I get it. This one you have to get the projectile from shooting stars. More hit. Ah, oh, great miss. Oh no, this sun will fuck me over. Okay. They unite and then they explode. Wait, if they're the sun and moon, shouldn't there be no more light now? Yeah. Oh, there's also that arcade difficulty. Sometimes it's unfair. Video game difficulty. I think the best way to handle difficulty in games, if you want to be sort of easy to get into for, I don't know, but I think you just have to strike a balance somewhere. There are some newer games that the main levels are pretty easy or mildly difficult, but they would often come with bonus levels that are much harder to compensate for easy levels. Ball? I don't remember this power in another Kirby game. Oh yeah. You shoot stars at the sun, even though the sun is a star. I did not get that. Not really sure what the point of this power is. Cue ball down the pocket. Ugh. It has faster turning. You move faster with it at all times. Oh man, I'm getting worse. Headache doesn't help. How do I stop dicking around with this power? It's only screwing me over. No, that sleep one. Oh great. Ouch. I need the beam for this. Oh great, no! Isn't the collision of two suns, won't the collision of two suns result to something spectacularly destructive? I think it would cause a supernova. Well, it gets more chaotic if you bring in dwarfs. I know, if you bring in neutron stars into the mix. I think, oh, it's not Space Engine, but Universe Sandbox can simulate those, where you could just place a dwarf, one of those neutron stars next to a sun, and then it would actually visualize what would happen when the neutron star absorbs the sun. Also placing one of those neutron, I think it's also a neutron star, or like one of those really tiny ones, but they're super dense, stupidly dense. You place it next to the Earth, the Earth would actually get drawn into it, and as soon as the Earth touches it, boom, it's gone. All you get is just bright. There's nothing in there. Just observing the picture quality on this screen. I cannot actually connect my family computer to the BT878 because I think the Linux kernel module for the capture card does not support the tuner. No, there's actually an entrance here. No. I thought that was an entrance. Yeah, there are those types of cosmic events going on very far away that can actually be detected by radio telescopes. Chaos in the universe, but it's so far away it's almost impossible to observe directly. Why am I trying to suck them? You're supposed to suck the bombs and then launch it back at them. Yeah, light takes a long time for it to arrive here. Radio waves also take a while, so once you've detected it, it already happened a long time ago. So what you're seeing is a... what's that? It's like a time shift. It's time shifted. What you're seeing is the past. That's the that's the phenomena that happens when you're observing light from far distant bodies. The light you're seeing is actually way out of date of what's actually going on there. So when you detect a supernova, it's actually already finished. Oh, you get super. Oh, great stone. Let me see what other family computer games I have. I have Super Mario USA, which is all we know is Super Mario Brothers 2 or Doki Doki Panic that's reskinned. It's pretty much, I think this is pretty much just the US version. It still has English text. I have Rockman 3, there was also Rockman 5 I saw. This game, I cannot read it. It seems to be an early NES family computer title. Super Mario Brothers. I still have not beaten this game yet. Still haven't beaten it. It's really difficult for my tastes. And then Donkey Kong. This one is definitely an early cartridge. I think this style family computer cartridge is quite old. It predated the... I don't know. It's like the Japanese equivalent of the black box titles. Yeah, ancient waveforms, ancient light waveforms, because it traveled so far, they change. I think this is the blimp airship level. I need the fire for this. Yep, it's the airship level. There's wind draft. And also animated tiles everywhere. I think it's accomplishing it by using a bank switcher at the mapper. I don't think it's a good idea to have props pointing down and up on an airship. Or it may work. They're actually backgrounds. I think there was something here. Oh yeah, that one. There we go. I can really tell that the percussion is sampled. Also in this area, the fan animation is much faster. Well, the video is 60 FPS, so you should be able to tell the difference. I don't know what's up with
with that. Maybe it's because there's fewer tiles. I don't know. These are dudes. I think that's a code of something. I need to do some chores. Pardon me, I'm trying to catch up the chat. Are you referring to like audio that had been picked up from noise, radio noise, before there was even radio or something? I'm not sure if electronic synthesizer that had been around before radio was even a thing or something. Oh great. Speaking of synthesizers, I have yet to do music with my CZ5000. I want to do that bootleg showdown thing. I have the baseline down pat in my head. Just have to implement it. I think there had been numerous attempts of recording sound from the outside world. Not outside world. From other celestial bodies. Like there have been probes that come with microphones, but many of them end up with the microphone breaking, and they were not able to collect sound. Like the probes that landed on Mars, one of them had a mic, but the mic broke. But on one of the probes, they decided to use very subtle seismic activity from one of the sensors as a makeshift microphone, which is the closest you can get to getting sound from Mars. I think I'll just finish this boss and then I'll call it. And that'll be it for the stream. Finish this world, and that'll be it for the stream. I think I'm almost done to where I am at in my main save. And this game is kind of short, but the levels are densely detailed. Oh, right. No, parasol. I got the parasol. It sucks. No, those ghost heads. Oh, they're gonna respawn, right? Of course they will. Great. Well, these guys, if you try to suck them, they'll turn into monsters. Uh-oh. That. I'm being swarmed. Oh. Also, this is one of the later NES games with a save function that doesn't require having to hold down reset. The cartridge version of Zelda was Legend of Zelda was like that, where you had to hold down reset before you power up, because there was actually a hardware flaw, or if you don't do that, it might clear corrupt yes RAM. That's why those cartridges instructed you to, before you turn off the console, you have to hold down reset, which was used as a way to. Oh great, I need to be fast here.
Oh, I lost the bonus. Yeah, I think the reason why they use the reset signal. Yeah, that's the bonus, the 1-up. They use the reset signal to disable the SRAM so that it won't get cleared on power off. Because when you power off the console, it tends to write random garbage. And that will corrupt the SRAM. Is this a turtle guy? Oh, a guy with a shell. He's kicking my ass. Throw. I think this one got merged with backdrop. Because I think you can throw enemies with suplex. Still don't think manned mission to Mars is gonna happen anytime soon. There's an entrance on the other side. I'm not sure if the power icons were different in the American version. Sure. Can't really respond on all questions because I have a headache. Oh, great electric fork. Ah. Need to get those guys with the forks. Just making sure it's not. Oh, great. I'll get there. And I'll just finish this level off and then I'll close the stream, I guess. Oh, wait. What's the setting on this stream? Oh, it's fine. Alright. Excuse me. It gets laggy when there are more enemies on screen. Isn't the the NES or family computer using a 6502 derivative with a built-in PSG? And then I imagine this game is gonna run even slower in the PAL version. PAL's terrible. 100 lines more, but most consoles can't even utilize that. Or utilizing it is annoying. "100 extra lines of resolution, but your image looks squished, and is annoying to compensate for in game consoles. That's why things tend to look squished vertically in PAL games. I imagine the Master System had like a massive underscan on the top and bottom. Burn the clock. You got this fire instead of a... No. Okay. I didn't see that enemy. Or I did see it, but... I need that power. Cutter in a while. I need a rock for this. You have to hit this. Yep, that's how you do it. I don't need that block, I need cutter. I have not used cutter in a while. I'll get there. Is it? Yeah, that one. I know what you mean. Okay, I'll just finish this boss and then I guess that's it for the stream. Oh, I need that guy. I need the super jump. There we go, we got another super jump. Eject that. Eject that. You cannot attack him yet until you reach the top of the level. Oh. There we go. I think it's Yogurt Yard where I was. Or maybe I did finish Yogurt Yard in my main save. Your bum, wipe your bum. Wipe your bum, it's bum. Wipe your bum, wipe your bum. I'll just check the level. Yeah, it's not yet my main. So yeah, I guess that's enough for today. I had to eat lunch in a bit. On that, we check a little bit of Super Mario Brothers. I'll mute that because when I turn off, you get the static. Also, I think this is one of the first Nintendo games that features an autosave. It doesn't even notify you that the saving is happening. So, why don't we try out? Oh wait, where's the Doki Doki Panic card? Super Mario Brothers USA. Quite a hefty card. I think this is a 1992 re-release according to the copyright date year. Let's see if we can get this working. If you get a solid picture, it's not working. There we go. We'll just play a little bit of this. I don't know. Then it seems pretty much the American version stuck in a family computer cartridge. I don't know if there are any I wonder if there are any EverDrives that fit in a family computer, where you just have to use a adapter that adapts a 72-pin NES cartridge into a 68-pin Famicom cartridge slot. Oh, speaking of which, why does the NES cartridge have more pins, but it omits the... Oh yeah, it uses the extra pins for the CIC lockout. Oh. This is drastically different from Mario, from the standard Mario formula, because this is not originally a Mario game. It's just a reskinned Doki Doki Panic, and then the real Super Mario Brothers sequel was just a harder Super Mario Brothers that I think was released in the Super Mario All Stars cartridge as Super Mario World, Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels. Even 1-Up jingle is very different. bomb will hurt. That's just sampled Tom Tom. Or I think it's a Tom Tom. I think this is when they started taking advantage of the digital PCM channel for Russian. Oh great. Oh great, I cannot fit here. Really... Oh, wait, I just noticed Mario sprite looks quite different. I think that, yeah, the Shy Guys came from Doki Doki Panic, and they were adopted to the Mario franchise. And then those Bat Guys, I think those Bat Guys appeared in Mario World. Oh, I guess it's enough. I have to like, and turn off the TV. There's the blue screen. Then I'll stow away the controller on the side of the family computer. Take the cartridge out, and then close the lid. Or I could just leave a cartridge here. Hey, what are you doing here? I thought you're not following me anymore. Yeah, oh. How the heck did you know about this damn stream? Yeah. You gotta be careful not to disconnect this because I will lose the microphone. This stupid USB dongle. Oh, by the way, I can quit art. That's all I could say. Yeah. Nothing, I guess. Here you go. Alright. How? When I'm just garbage. It was similar for the American market. What? Yeah, Super Mario Brothers 2. Well, Doki Doki Panic was rebranded to Super Mario World Brothers 2. I don't know. But yeah, oh, by the way, in case you did not notice, I'm actually using a video camera from the early 2000s. Yeah, I don't know. I did not expect to see you again. I don't know, feel free to stick around if you want. Just don't expect me to do any more art. I quit art. Screw art. I feel like all I the only purpose I have with art, the only thing I could really do with art is just making things that just basically spit on the medium. But oh well. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. I guess that's pretty much it for this stream. Need to eat my lunch now. I'll probably do another. I still try to do some live streams every Sunday. I stopped live streaming a couple of months back because I haven't not uploaded any videos in a long while, and I don't want to look like a lazy slouch. So I don't know. Oh, this completely. Well, the most popular story about that Mario Brothers 2 thing is that Nintendo made Doki Doki Panic for, I think, a TV network in Japan, and then they just reskinned it when the U.S. When the American audience wanted a new Mario game that wasn't just Super Mario Brothers with harder levels. So yeah, it's already late already. I don't know. Yes, that's yeah. And it's just, I don't know. The tone of this completely changed when that Jimeno guy appeared out of nowhere. Oh well. I don't know. If you really want to, you can still follow me. Just don't expect any more art, and expect me to continually shit on art. So I'm just playing around with a compact flashcard because I don't know what the hell to do. So yeah, I'd probably do more Kirby next stream. I'm probably also gonna resume Donkey Kong Country 2. I think I'm still stuck in that was it the bayou level? It was that forest level, that spooky level. I keep falling because of the wind gimmick. I'll have to go get past that out off stream or somehow. No, so I think Super Mario Brothers 3 was a Mario game on the ground up. It was Super Mario Brothers 2. It was the real Mario Brothers 2 was just a reskin of no, not a reskin. It was in the US. I don't know. I feel like I'm repeating now. Yeah, it was definitely the hardest. Also, my copy of Donkey Kong Country is definitely a bootleg, because it's actually a PAL version that has been modified to run on NTSC, because I experienced graphical glitches in that game, and it seems to be running faster. Playing faster. So yeah, I guess it's time to end the stream now. I've been like dawdling too long now. I'm not sure. Can't really think very much. I have a bit of a headache going on. But well, the DKC2's game over screen wasn't that scary. Though I think in some of the Disney licensed games there were actually some pretty, I don't know, but there were some I don't know. I can't really describe it, but there were some, I don't know. But I do remember one of those games have like some. I can best describe it as questionable game overs. Like
It's a bit on the mature side. It's a bit harsh for a kid to see nowadays. Oh yeah, the death animations in the Tarzan game on PS1. I think they're kind of I don't know. It's something that you kind of don't see anymore in modern games. It's something that's it's a bit off to have in some I don't know. But yeah, enough for this stream. Also 60 frames per second video camera. I'm using an old 2000s camera. It works much better as it works as a very good webcam once you get it going. So yeah, my 64 is. Let me adjust the camera a bit. So yeah, Lame Guy 64 signing out, and I hope you have a nice day. Yeah, see ya. No, it was PS1. It's not the bootleg one.